Give them a moment, and then you say, what just happened?
Yeah.
What
My
just
client
happened?
this morning cried, and I said, it's okay. Give
You
yourself
give
a
them
moment to get
time, and
that
then you
out.
say, can you tell me what you were thinking about? What is it that made you cry?
Yeah, so you're going to honor what they're feeling, but she's laughing for a reason. You want to get in her head. You want to know. You want to know about this grandmother. There is a link to that grandmother, that shot house, and her having liquor in her trunk.
Yep.
So you need to find that bridge. So we're just building rapport. Go ahead.
So,
Tell
what
us,
did you
please.
just remember that you were smiling? You have an awesome smile, by the way.
Thank you. But when we're younger, we don't understand a lot of things that's being said to us. Like, so my understanding of my grandma was very different.
In what sense?
I was always around my grandma. My grandma had 8 kids, but their relationship wasn't me and my grandma relationship. Like, me and my grandma had a strong bond. So it's like, every time after school, like, I feel like she part of the reason I don't cook, her and my mother, but, another story. Because whenever I go to my grandma's house, it's just like, I tell her what I want and I'm getting it. Like, oh, grandma, I'm hungry. Grandma, can you do this? Grandma, can you do this? And like, grandma is on her P's and Q's and she's doing it. So it just brought back a lot of memories, like, happy times with grandma. Where I didn't understand grandma.
Is grandma alive?
Yes. Hello, block.
Oh, right. The
grandma.
birth sensitive. She needs a
It's
ride.
the first day I meet you.
No. Oh.
I'm like, hello.
Welcome back to class.
But how she said it, I don't know you. I just
No. And I'm like, yeah, you remember.
Could you explain more about that relationship? Because I don't recall this relationship. I'm meeting you for the first time.
Back to what I was saying. Like, me and my grandma bond. I would say I was very close to my grandma. Even out of all her grandkids, out of her kids, like, I was the closest one to my grandma. I was always around my grandma. I feel like she's part of the reason I have an old spirit. Like, I love music before my time. Especially when I thought I was younger, I thought I understood the words, but now I'm older and I actually know the words. It sucks. Life is really something else. But back to the shot house, my grandma, she cooked. She had a mouth on her. She really did. I don't understand how people liked her at times. Like, okay, you asking for a slap. But a lot of people respected her, even with a slick mouth. Grandma used to keep 2 apartments. She used to keep 2 apartments when I was little. My mom had me at an early age, so I used to stay with my auntie for a while. And my auntie, where my auntie stayed, was over town. So we have family from 1 block to the next block to 2 blocks over. Like, so we was family oriented when I was younger. At least that's what I saw. We wasn't really family oriented, but
Okay.
in my
time
eyes,
out a
that's what I
moment.
saw.
This is where in your pad, you make a note. It's a very clear thing. Family oriented when they were younger. What she's saying is we are not now.
What I saw when I was
Drinking
young.
often could be to substitute the fact that there is no family, there is no extended family, there's no support system. That's when you make a note for later on, okay? So we don't refer everything, we're not gonna start everything. That might be something that she might resist right now, but you make a note, okay? It's ongoing, that's why we have client notes. Okay, continue. You were family oriented then, but not now.
Yeah, at least I thought we was family oriented. Like, it seemed family oriented to me. Like, I didn't understand why my grandma and my auntie didn't have the bond me and my grandma shared, and et cetera, et cetera. Oh, my grandma always had 2 apartments. So my mom had me young. So when we stayed, like, as a family, like when family stayed together, it was always this big space, but like grandma stayed upstairs with her boyfriend, and we stayed downstairs. Well, they stayed downstairs, and I was just always there. My uncles them stayed downstairs, so it's like we was always free to do whatever. It was always something in the house. But the drinking didn't start until grandma had a shot house, and it was just like, I was curious George, I guess. It's like, oh, I want to taste that. Like, y'all always coming in for the same thing. Like, why you don't have a mixture of things? Because my grandma do drink. She have her mixture, but she mainly sold gin. It was like, what's so special about gin? Just like, I wanted to try it. And lo and behold, grandma, hey, you want to try it? Just like, she rather know I'm doing it versus me doing it behind her back. So grandma let me have a shot every now and then. Of course, my mama didn't agree with it. But grandma did. Grandma, you go to grandma, you know, parents tell you no. Oh, grandma, yeah. So that's what the shot house is. And somebody said, liquor out their home. But grandma just had food, chips, and little extra stuff. So she was like a little convenience store in the house.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty different. Didn't know. Thank you for telling me. Now, you said something about the way you guys live. That your aunts and uncles lived downstairs, and then she lived upstairs, and then it was a full house, or it was
Never a house, just always apartment. Grandma
Apartment.
had one apartment upstairs, and then there was an apartment downstairs. When I was much younger, grandma didn't sell, at least I don't recall grandma. Maybe she did. I don't remember. When we was younger, it was just like, it felt good. All playful people, and like even adults, my uncles, them was all in one house, but it wasn't no adult figure, no structure, what I would say. So it's just like a lot of stuff happened, and it was like grandma or no adult was around to be like, oh, clean that up, pick that up, or why would you do that? Like somebody to get on us for the stuff that was going on. Like, for instance, there was nobody there when my brother decided to put his head in the car. There was nobody there.
My brother did the exact
Just a real
same
jackass.
thing.
Like, it was
My
just like, what the fuck
brother
was
put
you?
his head in the Doberman Pinscher's dog mouth in New York. Is that the craziest thing? I thought that would only happen to him.
No. No, I don't know what be going on through my brother's head. So it's like, no adult was around. Like, it was, my childhood, I would say, was super fun because the way that my mother is, like, she just learned at half of the stuff that I used to do. Like, we used to, when I stayed with my auntie, when it was like, always run the streets with my cousins or whatever like that. We used to have a clubhouse in this lady's house, like literally in someone's house. We played clubhouse. So it's just like that adrenaline we got, like, being around them, like, 'cause they the bad kids, I'm the good one. I'm always the good one of the bunch. So,
Okay,
Time out.
so.
we got
So
that.
you want to let her finish her sentence, but then when you see it just becomes a storytelling, then you want to sort of bring it
Oh,
in.
compose.
So you can let her finish her story, but right there, the good one.
Yeah.
So the minute you hear good, you know that there's bad. Okay? So there's right there a 0 to 100. There's
You
something
also-
going on.
You also said adrenaline, so you must like.
Okay, but you're assuming. You're putting words
Oh.
in her mouth. So must like, go. You
I
can
gotta
ask,
say it.
do you like living on the edge? Do you, we know she likes
Yeah,
variety,
okay.
even though I
Yeah,
shouldn't know
okay.
that because I just met her, but,
Yeah.
but you don't wanna say you must
Um,
like, you ask,
yeah,
okay? We don't put things in client's mouth. At what age did you start drinking?
Before I was 16.
Before you were 16. Okay. So what do you want to do in terms of, because you're getting to the point that you have to start wrapping up. Okay, so you've already laughed a little, you've shared some stuff with her. What do you want to do in terms of wrapping up to start talking a little bit about the drinking and see if you can get her back next week? So think out loud. That's fine. That's what we're here for.
Well, I want to let her know that the stuff, the things that she had to share with me, I learned from. At the same time that I noticed a couple of things, like the fact that she said, what's that called? Just now when she was talking about no, not just the adrenaline,
try to summarize that,
Um,
so you can say that.
so.
We're almost coming to the end of the session,
Yeah.
but I
I
picked up on some
I
things
picked
that
up
we
right
might be able to work with, or might be contributing
the
to
fact
your
that
taste.
you had a good relationship with your grandmother and you were always the good child, so to speak, and also, the adrenaline part, and,
And maybe the unsupervised.
unsupervised, right, no
childhood.
parental, no real parental person supervision. So we can, have another session next week, and then in the meantime, you can think about those, little topics that were brought up, and maybe talk about them next week a little more in depth. And on your own time, you can think about examples, right?
Examples of
Sort of not have a parental.
Well, she's telling you that. So I personally like to leave with homework and action items for the client. And we have a couple minutes. So let's go back, circle around to the taste. I would like to know if I'm gonna set a goal for the therapy. So let's just see if we can get it in your own words. If you have a goal for therapy for the next few months that we're gonna be working together, what would that be?
To lose the taste.
Okay, to lose it completely, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you say that your taste is now?
7.
Okay, and where would you like it to be in the next, let's say, 2 months?
Something like that.
So now you have an idea that she's at 7 and she wants to go to 5. That is a realistic thing. If you have a reality-based client, then you know you can work with them. If she were to say, lose it, if you just hear lose it, to me, lose it says she wants to completely go to 0. At that point, you know that this person is at 0, you're thinking immediately addiction model, you're thinking abstinence, you're thinking AA, well, then go to an AA meeting this week. Because that's where she's, but if I don't have them define it, then I don't know. But the minute she defines it, she went 7, under 5, let's say 4. That's realistic. So I already know. So what kind of homework can we give them just for this week, now that we're wrapping up and we're finishing with time? What could we give Tanisha this week to do?
Maybe, instead of having, oh, well, how many drinks a day would you say you have?
Bingo.
Yeah, and then maybe instead of having,
Well,
well, tell me,
exactly.
how many glasses or cups of, what, you said daiquiris, do you have?
Well, how many drinks? You were right on. How many
Yeah.
drinks a week do you have
Yeah,
per day?
do you have a day?
I went from 5 or more to at least 3.
No, but whereas.
How many are you currently having?
Currently having, yeah.
A day,
A day,
Yes.
yeah.
I don't have a daiquiri a day.
Drinks
No,
in
no.
general.
And drinks in general,
I don't
whatever
drink-
you drink.
I no longer drink every day, so on the weekend, I will occasionally, throughout the week, if I don't drink it, I will have a daiquiri. I will make some daiquiris and just have them saved, so when the weekend comes, I can have at least 3.
Okay, so
Depending
are
on
you
the cup
currently
size.
only drinking on the weekend?
Yes,
So you're no longer drinking after work?
no longer no, depending on how my day was at work, I no longer keep a bottle, in my trunk.
So when you say you're drinking at a 7, you're referring to only drinking on weekends?
Yes,
Okay. So when you say that you want to drink at below a 5, do you mean that you want to drink only on weekends? Or do you want that 5 to encompass the whole week?
the whole week.
Okay. So were you willing to do homework this week?
Yeah.
Okay. How many drinks would you say you have on the weekend, each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Each day. Friday rolled over to Sunday with my schedule, to Saturday with my schedule, so 3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Friday, 3?
Friday roll over to, I
So
don't get
Saturday
home.
3 and
Yeah,
Saturday,
Sunday,
3 and
Yeah.
Sunday, 3?
yes,
So 3 each day.
yeah, depending on cup size.
Okay, but on average, 3. What you would consider to be 3 drinks each day. And the reason I said that is that we're not gonna tackle 8 ounce, 12 ounce, 16 ounce, it's too soon. We just wanna give the client an assignment, a homework, so that they come back, okay? Would it be feasible this week, that one day of the weekend, you pick one of these days and only have 2?
Yeah,
Okay, could you do that as homework?
it's not hard.
Okay, excellent. Can we start with that, and then can I see you next week?
Yes.
Okay. How does that sound?
Like an awesome.
Okay. So, we've developed some rapport, we've developed some empathy, we laughed a little, she shared a little bit about her own drinking, or, that she likes to go to ladies' night and have her white Chardonnay. We've learned about your grandmother, we learned that you didn't have much supervision, we know that there's a theme there about adrenaline, we learned that there's a theme there about good girl, we learned a little bit that there's a rapport there with your grandmother, so maybe you're trying to model behavior. We identified that you're at a 7, you want to be at a 5 or less, and we've defined, and we've given you homework. That's a lot in a session, okay? And that's not even 55 minutes. Sound good? It's not that hard.
It seemed hard when you the one asking the question.
I know, but the
understand.
more we target, the more we practice. And guys, you don't get this in bachelor's levels. By the time you guys get to your master's level, you're gonna be pros. You're gonna be doing this in your master's level, and you're gonna be laughing in your classes. You're gonna be the supervisors, because you're gonna be like, I just spent my entire bachelor's degree doing this. Trust me, you don't get this. Ms. Rabachi, I'm telling you.
No.
I
And
got this
even
at my doctoral level.
And the master's level, it's your last 6 months of the program.
Yeah, I got this at my doctoral level. I didn't get this in my master's level.
This is what I like, professors like you and Rapachi who actually involve the students rather than lecture all day because
Yeah,
shit.
but that's why it's clinical, and that's the whole
Yeah.
point. And it's to get you out of your comfort zone, as a client, as much as a therapist. Okay, how much time do we have?
I just have to
20
get,
minutes.
I have
Okay.
to get with
Um,
the lines.
should we wrap up and do anxiety next week? Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Not next week,
Okay.
Thursday.
Thursday, that's what I